Hey, what's up, y'all? RJ here with CB Tech, and today I'm going to be doing a comparison between these two devices here on Boost Mobile. Now, both of these phones here are really nice devices. Both of these phones run very well. Both of these phones here are very much apart in price. That's why I'm going to do the comparison, show you how the phones run, and all that stuff, and just kind of show you the differences between the two and give you some of my thoughts. On the left here, we got the ZTE Warp 7. On the right, we got the Samsung Galaxy J7. So let's go ahead here, and the phones are already powered on. I may actually just go ahead and turn the phones off and do a power on test and do all of that. If I can get it to power off there. So as they're powering down, these phones, like I said, these phones right here are a great deal in price differences. Now, when I say prices, I'm going by the Best Buy prices from Best Buy. Now, of course, different stores, boostmobile.com, Boost Mobile in-store could vary in prices between these two phones. But I will get into all of that along with the cameras and all that cool stuff coming up here in this video. So we're still waiting for the Warp 7 there to power down, and it's done powered down. So let's go ahead right now and power these on at the same time, starting now. Okay, so both of these phones have 5.5-inch displays. Both of them are fairly the same size. This phone here, the ZTE, a little bit more rounded, in my personal opinion, from what I see. This phone here has a Super AMOLED display. This one here does not. Both of them are 720 by 1280. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you right out of the gate, the Samsung screen is just will blow the ZTE screen out of the water. The ZTE screen looks good. Samsung's already powered on, ready to go. The Super AMOLED display here on the Samsung is just awesome compared to the ZTE. Now, the ZTE is no slouch, but of course it can't hang, in my personal opinion, with the screen of the Samsung. Let's go ahead here. We'll go into. I went ahead and went back to my stock launcher on here for this test. So we're going to go down here right now to CPU-Z on both phones. I hope I got it downloaded. Yes, I do. So here on the ZTE, we have the 1.2 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon 410. It's a quad-core processor with an Adreno 306 GPU. Now, this phone has 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB of onboard storage. It does have a 5.46-inch display, 720p at 268 DPI. With total RAM of 1912, internal storage out of the box is 10.42. Over here we got it says 1.36 gigahertz, so 1.5 gigahertz Snapdragon octa-core 615 with an Adreno 405 GPU. This phone also has 2 gigabytes of RAM and 16 gigabytes of onboard storage. It's got a 5.46-inch display as well, 720p with a DPI of 268, so the exact same, but Super AMOLED versus non. Big difference. Total RAM over here is 1888, and internal storage out of the box is 10.87. So now that's out of the way. Let's go ahead and go in here to my area of where I do these comparisons. Now, on my last video, I did have a little bit of an issue, and I deleted that video, and I did some tweaking on it. I will be re-uploading that video in case anybody is wondering where that video went. So we're going to go ahead right now and clear everything out. Both of these here are on 1x animations. It does make the phone seem slower, even though it's really not slower. It's just the animations make it seem a little bit slower than what it really is. Both of them are set at factory 1x. That's what it's on. So let's go ahead now and get started in with this test starting now. The J7. Go into YouTube. J7. I mean the Warp 7, my bad. Go into calculator. Warp 7. calendar, warp 7, go into the camera, and I'm going to flip these cameras around so that way I do know which one starts up first. So let's go ahead and close that out there, and we will restart that up again. So back into camera, warp 7, go into Google Plus, and that would be the ZTE warp 7. Go into IMDb, and I didn't press it, so let's go ahead and just clear that out and try that again. Warp 7, it was kind of close, so I'll say the warp 7. Go into Instagram, warp 7. So as you see, the warp 7 is pretty much beating it. Not by much, but it is beating it, and he's opening app test. Let's go to the Play Store. I was very close, but the warp 7 had it barely. Let's go into settings, warp 7. Let's go into Snapchat, the J7. Let's go into Twitter. That was pretty much dead on even right there. Let's go into Temple Run 2 and see how gaming is and which one will start up first on these games. Now both of these here play games very well. It's been a quad core, octa-core, from a 14 to 615. Both of them play games really well. So yeah, this is going to be a close one. Looks like that the J7 just barely took it. We'll see which one starts up right there. It's going to, yeah, very close. I mean, within like a half a second or a second. Go ahead back out of here. Go into Subway Surfer. Like I say, looking at these here, I mean, the J7 has a very vibrant display. It just looks good now. I mean, the Warp 7 looks good as well. Don't take this away from it, but the J7 just has a very nice display. So it looks like that the Warp 7 had it, and we're still waiting on the J7. Wow, I took a lot longer on the J7. We're going to go ahead here and look at the Geekbench Test. Now, I ran these tests just a minute ago. As you see there, both of them on the memory is about the same, 1.87, 1.84, 1.21, 1.36. Both of them are running 6.0.1 Marshmallow. So looking here at the scores, you'll see that 522 single score, 509 single score, 1332 multi-core score, and 1375. So, I mean, that right there goes to show you, just because it's quad core or octa-core does not mean it's going to be that much faster. I mean, yes, 3D graphics are better on the Samsung Galaxy J7. Running different tests, running different things, 3D scores are better. And 3D stuff does look better. But the scores are very close. The Warp 7 outdoes it in a single score and just falls shortly behind on multi-core score. So that's kind of it is what it is. It's going to N22 here, and you'll see here, but these here were also ran 27,561 on the Warp 7 and 31,903. So the J7 did beat it out there on this score. Now let's go ahead and do some reopening of apps. We'll go back in here and try this. J7. Hit the wrong button. Go back into YouTube. J7. Calculator. That's about even. Calendar. That's about even again. Camera. Warp 7. Google Plus. J7. So as you see, reopening apps seems to be a bit faster here on the J7. I'm trying my best not to get these mixed up. I'm wanting to say Warp 7, J7, and getting them all confused. But hopefully in this video here, I did not mess up any of them. So we're going to go ahead right now and just skip Instagram and go into the Play Store. So the J7 barely takes it. And we're going to go into settings. So the J7 does seem to, hold us on whenever it comes to multitasking. Let's go in the Temple Run 2. Just see the difference here. We'll see this time here. I'm going to run this test right here out right here one more time. And just see if it still can beat it out. Because, I mean, it's amazing on how slow it was on Subway Surfer, but seemed to outdo it here on Temple Run. So it's going to be the same result again, I would about imagine. And it's, like I said, it's super, super close. I mean, looking at it here, I mean, that is just like, I mean, milliseconds. I mean, I can't even tell which one won that. Let's go ahead and go home here. Okay, so these phones, what do I think about them? And what are the prices on them right now? Okay, right now, the ZTE Warp 7 at Best Buy is on sale for $49.99. Now, that's a great deal for this phone. 13 megapixel camera on the rear, 5 megapixel camera on the front. Got your buttons down here that light up. Got your physical home button on the J7 and the recess and back button, but they do not light up. Also over here, you got a 13 megapixel camera on the rear and a 5 in the front with a front-facing flash. Now, there is a $100 difference in price tag at Best Buy for these two phones. Currently, right now, for the Boost Mobile version of the J7, it's on sale for $149. Regularly, it's usually around $179. So you're looking at $50 here for the ZTE Warp 7 versus $150 for the Samsung Galaxy J7. Now, what's really some of the main differences and what's really better about the J7 over the Warp 7? Well, the only thing that I really can say, in my personal opinion, is better is the screen. The AMOLED display makes it look fantastic. The colors pop. It just really looks good. Both of them are 720p, but the AMOLED display just looks better than the Warp 7, just hands down. Number 2 would be the cameras. The cameras on the J7 are really good, front and rear. With a front flash, you can take some really good night shots, doing selfie shots. Rear camera is really good as well. I'm not saying that the ZTE has a bad camera, because it doesn't. Both of them in great light, take very good pictures, but the Samsung just really beats out the ZTE in the camera field. But looking at both of these phones here and seeing the same 5.5-inch display, both of them have 3,000 milliamp hour removable batteries. However, this battery here is 3,080 milliamp hour, so 80 milliamp hour more than the Galaxy J7. Both of them look really good. Both of them are well designed, look really good. Both of them feel really good in the hand, and both of them are very durable. However, the ZTE, to me, in my personal opinion, feels a bit more durable, a bit more heavy, and it just feels better in the hand, in my personal opinion. But overall, this really comes down to what you think is worth a price. I mean, you've seen the test, you've seen the open and apps test. Now, benchmark test does not indicate anything. Of course, the scores vary. Scores are always changing. The scores were very close together. This is a quad-core processor. This is an octa-core processor. But they had the same RAM, had the same ROM. Both of them support external storage. Both of them run Marshmallow, and this one has a USB Type C. This has a micro USB, so you probably have 15 or 20 micro USB charging cables laying around. You may only have one from the Warp 7, so of course that's something right there a little bit different. But $50 here at Best Buy, $150 here at Best Buy for the Samsung. What is is it worth $100 more? In my opinion, no. Not unless you were just a diehard Samsung fan, or unless you just got to have a much better, well, I won't say much better camera, but if you want to have a better camera for front and rear facing with a front facing flash, if you have to have that, and that's more important, and you think $100 more is worth it, then yeah, the Samsung will probably be would be your choice most likely. But I mean, both of them work really well. This does have quick charge. I'm not sure about the Samsung. As far as I know, it came with just a standard Samsung charger. Um, but like I say, both of them are great devices. You really can't go wrong with either one of them. It's just that the Samsung is, of course, more expensive, than the ZTE by right now at Best Buy $100. Now I'm not really sure when the prices will go off, or nothing like that. And I'm just right now I'm trying to make sure that I'm covering everything in this video here. Now as far as call quality, connectivity, I would have to put that to the Samsung. Samsung to me has clearer call quality. It has better LTE connectivity and better reception. However, speakerphone quality and ringer output and music output, the ZTE does dominate on that end. It is a lot louder. But overall, both of them are great phones. So it really boils down to, do you want to spend $50 for a ZTE or $150 for the J7? You seen the comparison? If this was helpful in any way, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Leave your comments down below, and I'll get back with you as soon as possible. You ain't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. See y'all in the next video.